having bacon and eggs this morning with 4 pieces of toast. So, I already have everything all set instead of boring you with, well, I think some people like the sound of having the toast buttered, but I still have my coffee to pour. I know people like that sound. So let me pour some coffee. Without steam in the microphone. And some sugar. And I have my milk. I don't know if licking the spoon is polite or not. I don't think it is. I know it isn't. But this looks like a really nice plate of bacon and eggs. Better than you can get in any restaurant. Let's take a look. So that looks pretty good. I think I want to put on some cracked pepper. And some Tabasco. So these are sunny side up. Sometimes I have them over easy. So I'm going to dig in now. I just reminded myself again this morning, because I was making breakfast. I said, well, I don't have any Heinz 57 sauce again. I keep on forgetting I have to make sure to place an order today on Amazon. I mean, it's almost, I have to have the Heinz 57 and to enjoy the breakfast sausages. It's just not the same without the Heinz 57. A lot of times I'll take 2 of the sausages, put them between a folded piece of toast, and dip it in the Heinz 57. That's so good. I don't know why my local grocery store doesn't carry Heinz 57 sauce. It's like not carrying A1 steak sauce. And some nice crispy bacon. The much maligned egg. I think eggs are supposed to be really good for you now. I know it's kind of a negative story, but I don't tend to believe in conspiracy theories, but I have to tell you that as far as cholesterol goes, it really is a big, I think, a pharmaceutical scam that's going on. explain. 99.9% of people with high cholesterol, in my opinion, it has to do with your DNA. You just look at food and your cholesterol goes up. And most doctors will tell you that people who are trying to control their cholesterol I think they just came out with a study too. You know, these studies are so fast. They come out with these studies so quickly. The next day there's another study and everybody forgets what they just said. Or they'll come out with a study that contradicts the study that just came out the day before. But I think they're saying that there's very little correlation between heart disease and like cholesterol levels. And when you look at these numbers that they give out, that they give you a number, and they say that if you're just above that, that's dangerous. So you have to be below that. So you need to take this medication, and then the medication has all these bad side effects. My cholesterol years ago, a doctor told me it was slightly elevated. You know, the bad cholesterol was just slightly too high. So they put me on, I forget, it was a famous, probably still is, cholesterol medication. And this was before all these commercials for medications with all the disclaimers and all the side effects announced in the commercial were commonplace. So I'm taking this medication. I was on it for about 2 weeks. You know, it was no problem. You know, you didn't see it working. You just took the medication, and you didn't have to think about it. Well, all of a sudden, one day at work, I had to rush to the bathroom, and I spent like the whole day going to the bathroom, back and forth, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I went to online, excuse me, and I saw that one of the side effects was what was happening to me with this cholesterol medication. It's a big name, I forget the name of it. And then it just so happened that they played a commercial for this medication, and they said right in the commercial that this was a side effect. So I talked to the doctor. I had a doctor's appointment, and he's like, "Why would you have side effects that nobody else has?" And I'm like, "I just seen them announce the side effect on television." I was dumbfounded because this doctor impressed me at the time because he had one of those recorders that after he left the patient, you know, he left the room, he would summarize what he just did with that patient, what he found and what he advised that patient to do. And I don't know, for some reason that impressed me. You know, he was an older doctor, so he eventually retired. But I couldn't believe that. I'm watching television, and it says right in the commercial by the manufacturer of the drug is disclosing that side effect that I was exhibiting, and the doctor didn't have a clue. It was public knowledge. So I just stopped taking cholesterol medications, and then every once in a while you see your ears will perk up. You'll hear a report on the television about some new study that says there's no correlation between cholesterol and don't get me wrong, if you have very, very high cholesterol, if you are genetically predisposed to have plaque attached to your lining of your arteries, it's going to happen if you just even look at food. You have to really have a strict diet with the use of the medication, I guess. But the correlation between this plaque and high cholesterol across the board for everyone is over exaggerated, and most doctors will tell you that if you're genetically how do they say that? It's all in the genetics. If genetically you're going to get the plaque buildup, that's you're the one that needs to be very concerned and be using those meds. For most people, it's not the case. High cholesterol doesn't necessarily mean that this stuff is attaching to your arteries. And then they've also now, eggs used to be really villainized, and now all of a sudden they're finding all these benefits, like it's the perfect food. These studies come out and people, it's like, wait a minute, this is the same person that told me eggs were evil. Now they're telling me egg is the perfect food. And then the irony of it is they recently, I think about a year ago, they came out with a study on the studies and said most of these studies are useless. That they the data that was collected, it was done very sloppily. Is that a word? Anyways, most of these studies can't be verified. Usually when they publish a study, someone independently can go ahead and duplicate that study, and nobody does, or they can't duplicate it. By that time, everybody's forgotten the study. All the local news stations do that. They have their own doctor that comes and does a news segment whenever some new study is released, and they'll spend 30 seconds on that, discussing it in some informal format. They'll have some round table discussion with some nice cozy chairs that doesn't look like the regular news studio environment, and they'll discuss what this study means to most people. And then the next day there's another study countering that study, and everybody's forgotten what they said the day before. I just always find that funny. basically here, a neighbor is feeding, has this huge bird feeder, and is feeding this huge population of sparrows in the neighborhood. It sounds like Alfred Hitchcock's birds are in this neighborhood now. The European sparrow, of course, is an introduced bird to the U.S. It's not a native species, and it actually harms the native species of birds. Wow, I'm full. That was a good breakfast. You know, I was just reminded by the coffee that sort of resembled the taste of the black sesame mochi. I actually, when I went to bed last night, still had a lingering taste of that mochi. It was like I had, it's like burnt coffee grounds, something like that. I don't know, maybe it's an acquired taste, but I think that's a strange combination to have in ice cream is black sesame. But it's too bad about the sherbet. That yeah, I think it had been in the freezer too long. Not my freezer. I just purchased it. Either that or it thawed out, and then it was refrozen or something like that. Otherwise, it would have been probably my favorite of those three. But I digress. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers, long-time subscribers, new subscribers. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for watching. I might hit 400,000 subscribers in the next couple of days. Maybe today, I don't know. My subscriber count per day is dropping, so I think I reached critical mass, in popularity. And then, everyone who has an interest in this category of video or ASMR, has been reached. And then it's just the new people, maybe new people that are new to ASMR, that I'm gaining as subscribers. But I appreciate every subscriber I get. But yeah, that's how it's going to be. You're going to just have this exponential growth, and then everything is just going to do that and then level off. So thanks everyone. Thanks to all my PayPal contributors, and I've been meaning to. I have to go into every video and start adding those the Amazon affiliate link. That way it's an easier way to contribute to the channel without really, just doing your normal purchases that you might be doing on Amazon without any cost to you. So, again, thank you, and appreciate you watching this video. Till next video.